There are various artificial intelligence techniques. Machine learning is a common platform for artificial intelligence. Basically, this is where computers can improve their performance by using algorithms. So, these algorithms basically are softwares that are written by IT people and scientists and data analysts and various researchers. And these algorithms or softwares, which basically can use some way to make decisions in a very procedural way. And these algorithms or softwares can be used to learn patterns from data. And using these patterns, we can find out, hey, this is how it is trending, and this is what we need to do for our marketing efforts or other efforts. That is the way artificial intelligence works by way of machine learning. Many of these algorithms also learn over a period of time by making mistakes and by humans interfering and telling the algorithms, hey, this is wrong because I need to do this. And then you change the algorithm, or the algorithm will look at the way things are going wrong and by errors and then adjust itself, which is also done programmatically, adjust itself to improve the performance. That is machine learning. Then you have what is called neural networks. Neural networks are algorithms to find patterns and relationships in large amount of data. They very much use sensors and various processors that can be used in computers. One of the ways of neural networks is this. Think of it this way. The first day you go to the university, Roosevelt University, from your house, you looked at the map, you went through various ways, and then you finally came to the university. The second day, you use those cues that you got in the last, that is the day before. The third day, now you're looking at not even the cues, but you're looking at traffic lights and maybe, hey, there is a McDonald's, I need to take a left. There is Panera here, I need to make a right. Those kind of things. And 1 month from now or from then, you really don't care. You just come to the university because you recognize this pattern of going to the university. So this is how your brain works. And this is how computers do. Computers are the algorithms in the computers, which are neural network algorithms, actually work this way. Genetic algorithms uses a large number of solutions for a problem and finding the optimized solution. Okay? So in a neural network, you have an input layer, you have an output layer, and you have a hidden layer. You can actually can have multiple hidden layers as well. So you feed the input layer with data. For instance, income, purchase history, average purchase size, age, so on and so forth. And the results are, what are the fraudulent purchases, let's say. So by giving lots and lots of data and having an algorithm to take various inputs or various combinations of inputs and coming out with fraudulent purchases, you can find in the future, if somebody applies the data with an income and age and what is the purchase that I've made, then you can find whether it's a fraudulent purchase or a valid purchase. That's how neural networks work. They find the trend in this data and the patterns in this data, and then uses those trends and patterns so that you can predict for future customers. In a genetic algorithm, for instance, You have, let's say you have a population, and then we'll come to the chromosomes later, population, and then you have, let's say, a decoding of those population symptoms or procedures, and then you come out with an evaluations. So for instance, if you have length, width, and weight, you can say what is the fitness ratio of this length, width, and weight. So you can use these as a training method. For instance, if I have a sequence that is written for long, wide, and light, and with the fitness of 55, I use this sequence. And this is very similar to the sequence of chromosomes in your body, the DNA chromosomes in your body. So if these symptoms or if these chromosomes can mutate over a period of time, you can see various things happening. Somebody who is dark, somebody who is fair, somebody who is very fair complexioned, somebody who is in between, somebody who has got blonde hair, somebody who has got light blue eyes, somebody who's got brown eyes. All these things are various components in genetic in the genes, and we're going to use something very similar to that. And that is exactly what you're doing here by giving various populations, samples of populations, and then you're giving the answers to it. Then you can predict or optimize something, whatever you want to do. And that's how genetic algorithms work. There are other intelligence AI tools. The intelligent agents are one of them. These are software programs that work in the background to carry out specific repetitive tasks. For instance, if you go to eBay and you want to buy something, you give a profile of what you want to buy, and the software programs will use that profile to find the right answer for you, or the right solution for you, or the right product for you. Natural language processes can process various voices and text commands using the human language. For instance, you are chatting with any one of the Google or Amazon devices, and like Alexa and things like that, where it can find out what you want from your voice. It can detect your voice, it can analyze your voice, and then it can give you the answer or the information. That is natural language processing. Vision systems or computer vision systems, they pretty much simulate or emulate human visual systems so that they can extract information from real world images. So in Procter & Gamble supply chain network, so you have intelligent agents which work. So you have, let's say, supplier agents where they schedule deliveries from suppliers. And the production facility is the supplier agent stocks the production facility, which talks to various retail stores, and then it finds out how to distribute the various products that they have. That is done by software, and these are intelligent agents in Procter & Gamble. There are other different artificial intelligence techniques like robotics, which design and use machines, and which can substitute for humans for picking up something and placing it somewhere, and maybe doing some manufacturing using robots, or painting and various or even welding. Those kind of things can be done using robots. Expert systems are simple softwares that can capture expertise of humans and then use that expertise as knowledge, and use that knowledge in the knowledge base so that they can infer some results. Okay, and these are done using what are called production rules, or a set of rules called production rules. So these are some of the production rules in an expert system. So and you can use any one of these production rules to come out with, you know, how to find a credit line or grant a credit line for a person. In fact, this is what happens in most of the places. In most of the banks and most of the credit giving authorities, this is what is done. Okay, so it uses certain production rules, and it has an expert system. So when you go to a company, when you go to a store and say, I want credit line, they ask you for your social security number, and uses that number and gets all the profile information or your profile information. They feed it into an expert system which has got certain rules which are processed, and then they come out saying, hey, you can get the credit line. That's how it works. Knowledge management in general is business process which is pretty much done for creating, storing, transferring, and and pushing the information to various people. Okay, and usually creation, storing, transferring, and applying this knowledge is part of the knowledge management. So, for instance, if you have a company, and every company should have knowledge management. So, if you have a company where you have an expert who is leaving the company, you extract that information, whatever he has gained over the years, put it in a computer system, so that people can, a new person can uh, access that information or that knowledge, so that that new person can quickly become sort of an expert using that knowledge. And this is very effective and efficient, right? And that's how now what companies should do. Not many companies actually do this simply because they don't have time and money and efforts, and they don't spend that time and money and effort basically to get this knowledge management. But this is a great idea that some companies have been following. There are enterprise wide knowledge management systems which have three kinds of knowledge: structured knowledge, semi structured knowledge, and then unstructured knowledge, which is also called tacit knowledge. So the idea is to collect knowledge from various parts of the company and then put them together in one place. So maybe like the FOIIs, or maybe even some companies have certain intranets where you can go and find out information about, hey, when I travel, what should I do? How do I give a travel report? Or how do I get my money back, reimbursed for my travel, so on and so forth, can be in the form of knowledge management systems. There are also content management systems, which has capabilities of capturing knowledge and storing the knowledge. These are basically repositories of documents and best practices. And this is a little different than knowledge management. This is content management. Knowledge management can give certain, you can make decisions out of various knowledge that you can access, whereas in content management it is pretty static. That is the basic difference between these two. And this is a very an overall way of looking at a content management system where employees who are users can pretty much capture or retrieve or publish data which is from a repository of various things like best practices, PowerPoint slides, and so on and so forth.